guys, happy Friday. Welcome back to Fearless Fridays. Today is Friday, October 9th. This is episode 69 of Fearless Fridays. And as always, I welcome you to the show. If it's your first time watching, welcome. If you're a return watcher, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate you. So this has been a week for me. My birthday was on Monday. I am still celebrating. I'm one of those people who likes to celebrate all month because you can always do exactly what you want to do on your birthday, but sometimes you need the whole month. So I like to take the whole month to celebrate my birthday, my birth month. So yeah, earlier this week, Monday was my birthday. I've had a lot of things to do this week, a lot of things that have come up, auditions and just things to read and things to work on and things to write and things to think about. And I was sitting down to kind of work through my thoughts for today's episode. And I just took a deep breath, just like that. And I realized that that's what I was going to talk about. I was going to scrap the original plan. And I was going to talk about just giving it a moment to breathe. Just give it a moment to breathe. Just take a breath. Sometimes that clears away, well, really all the time for me, I notice that when I give myself a moment to just take in a breath, all the clutter that's in my mind, all the emotional clutter that's inside of me just clears out. And it's amazing how the one thing that we need most to continue to exist on this planet is something that our bodies take automatically, the breath. It's something that our bodies will fight to get. It's something that we don't have to think about. We don't have to plan when we're going to breathe. Our bodies just take it. But because of stress, because of life, because of all kinds of things, thoughts and emotions and all kinds of things that are swirling around us, sometimes we hinder our own bodies from taking breath. We're holding ourselves tight. Our muscles are tight. Our shoulders are up around our ears. I know that's something that happens for me a lot is my shoulders are up around my ears. And I have to remind myself, Tryphena, relax your shoulders. Breathe. Take a deep breath. And all the clutter, all the mental clutter clears. All the emotional clutter clears. And I think that's not just true of our bodies, but I think that's also true of life. Sometimes you need to give whatever it is that you're dealing with, sometimes you just need to give it a moment to breathe. If you're in a conflict with a person, with a friend, with a loved one, with a significant other, sometimes you just need to lay back and give it a moment to breathe. So then you can come back to it with fresh thoughts, fresh ideas, fresh emotion, remembering exactly where you are in the space and remembering how you actually love that person, remembering that you actually have fond feelings for that person, remembering that you actually like that person, that you like spending time with them, remembering that you actually like this job, or remembering that you actually like this career and you chose it, remembering. And sometimes, all the times really, our breath gives us the ability to stop, to clear the clutter, and to remember. And that's in our bodies, whether we're feeling tension, whether we're feeling stress, whether we're feeling very emotional in our bodies, the breath gives us a moment to be still and to remember. And in life, in any situation that you're in, giving it a moment to breathe. Whether it's the job that's stressing you out, school that's stressing you out, lover stressing you out, family members stressing you out, whoever it is that's causing you to feel a little anxiety or a little stress on the inside, if you just lay back for a minute and give it a moment to breathe, when you return to it, you can return to it with fresh energy. You can return to it with fresh insight. You can return to it sometimes with fresh wisdom that you couldn't get before because your mind was all abuzz and everything in here was acting crazy and feeling crazy and buzzing. And sometimes that's what we have to do. We have to give it a moment to breathe, whether it's in our physical bodies or whether it's a situation outside of us. We have to give it a moment to breathe. And so as I sat down to think about what I was going to share today, that breath, that deep breath, came naturally to me. And I realized that in that moment, that was exactly what I needed. Exactly what I needed was that breath. And the things that were in my mind that were cluttering my mind cleared because I was able to get fresh air. And like the stuff in my chest that was buzzing cleared and settled because I was able to get fresh air. And so that's what I just wanted to remind everyone of today. This isn't a long, profound, or maybe it is profound, I don't know, but it's not a super long Fearless Fridays. But that's what I wanted to remind you of today. Is sometimes you just got to give it a moment to breathe. Sometimes you got to give yourself a moment to fall back and breathe. Fall back from whatever the situation is and breathe. Fall back from whatever it is you're feeling and breathe. Fall back from the millions of thoughts that are running through your head and breathe. Fall back from whatever the stressful moment is. Fall back from it and just give it a moment to breathe. Whether it's a situation with a person, whether it's an internal conflict that you're having, whether it's a situation with your job, whatever it is. Sometimes you just gotta fall back and breathe. Let it breathe. You breathe and you let it breathe. It is the thing that we need most to survive. Without breath, we cannot survive. Without oxygen, we cannot survive. Our bodies take it naturally without our help. But unfortunately, we can keep our bodies from receiving breath fully when we're holding on to things, when we're holding on tight, when our bodies are tight, when our minds are cluttered, when our emotions, our hearts, our spirits are cluttered. That can keep us from taking full breath. And when you don't take full breath, you can't think rationally, you can't make wise decisions, you can't function the way you were meant to function if your body is not getting full breath, if your body is not receiving oxygen. And I think that's a physiological thing, but I also think that could be a metaphor for all kinds of things that happen in our lives. When we don't give it a chance to breathe, it can't be fully what it's meant to be. So that's what I got for you guys today. Give it a moment to breathe. Give yourself a moment to breathe, and give it, whatever it is, a moment to breathe. And then come back to it, then return to it and see what fresh insight, what fresh feelings, what fresh emotion, what new grace you can give to the situation or even to yourself. So give it a moment to breathe. As always, if you're stupid, get out in the world, live, love, go, do, be, and just breathe. I'll talk to y'all next week. Bye-bye.